Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you another video. All right, so I want to do another therapy session. I know I got some Laker videos to do today. I got a lot of stuff to do today, and I'm trying to do a lot of stuff, but it's like I can't get it all done. So let's do a therapy session instead, because all of the stuff that I'm trying to do, I can't seem to accomplish, and I'll explain. So, obviously today's Monday, so obviously we got to start addressing the 5-day window for eviction. You got to appeal to the court, so I got to write a letter, right? Boom, all that is very understood. So I got up this morning, did my hour and 30-minute therapy session, made breakfast, did a little working out, just a little bit, nothing serious. Then I proceeded to listen to that therapy session, absorbed that, dealt with it. It wasn't easy to listen to that one. That was not an easy therapy session to listen to. But I absorbed that, dealt with it, and then from there, got in the shower, continued to pray as I always do. Tried to get some clarity as to what the Lord wants me to do. I told him, man, you got to do some things. You know what I mean? It's not enough for me to believe in you, but if you want me to live with this energy, you got to take away the fatigue, bro. You got to take away the fatigue. You got to take away the anxiety, and you got to give me some type of help that will allow my mind to be of service to others in ways that don't require me to be dismissive of things that need to be addressed in my own life. Or you're going to have to help me coerce myself away from the mindset of wanting to, take the easy route in life. When I look at the projection of things, I didn't like what I saw when I was talking to you guys in that therapy section. It was a lot of stuff that was just negative in my mindset. And now all the time I want to tell people to keep going, and all the time I want to tell people that you can do it, but I also want to tell people, hey, I'm healing here as I speak to you, and it may not allow me to be positive all the time because I'm not. This is the practice of trying to become that. This is the practice of trying to be okay. So if I have to tell people that I am okay when I'm not okay, then I can't get okay. I'm not okay. Not today. I would have been if my life was a little more in order, if I had a little more to show for myself in regards to some money to pay my debtors. But since I owe them and they are coming down on me, there are things that need to happen that I'm not conditioned to do because of how I live. So it's like now that the rubber, now that things have to be addressed, it's like I'm not in the mindset to address them properly. I'm in the mindset to do what it is that I do, which is a lot of dope stuff, but not addressing stressful things where people want me to be responsible for things that are professional in nature and all kinds of other stuff that just doesn't coincide with my spirit, unfortunately. A flaw of my mind, I guess. Just not want to deal with stuff. Wasn't raised to deal with stuff. That's a big part of it, for what have you. But I can take care of myself as it pertains to paying bills and stuff like that. I had a whole 2 years where I did, but the story if you followed it, and basically now we're here. So what is God doing? Well, after I got out of the shower, and I had my little moment there to pray about all the stuff I pray about, and had an expanded moment to kind of express how frustrated I was. I got out and, of course, looked at my phone and saw that my friend, the one that I told you guys had helped me move last time, had hit me up. Like, as if he had seen the therapy session and now was responding to what he had seen. It was that kind of thing. It was like, yeah. The guy that I told y'all that I didn't want to name in here, that had helped me get out of that last thing, that was the homie that hit me up this morning for a good reason. Because one of our friends is moving, which I probably will be doing very soon. So it's like, okay, God, clearly that's one of them things, right? Because I'm sitting up here basically saying, now those people are out of my life. Like less than an hour ago, I'm saying I ain't talked to those people. Man, a person hits me up talking about we need to help somebody else move. It's like, yo, but guess what? Like on this day that you're hitting me up, I literally probably need to be calling you because I'm going through something really, really, really rough in my life that you helped me through last time. I went through this very same type of thing. So that's essentially what I had to tell my buddy. He's like, well, yeah, we could do that. We could all use the same change of pace. Let's go out, help the homie move. You get some sunlight. And I'm like, yeah, but the problem is in my mind, bro, I got something that I really need to accomplish in a very short amount of time. If I go out and don't address it, that shortens the window of what needs to be done, and this ain't something that I could put off. So what I did was I communicated that to my friend, and I'm trying to communicate back and forth with him, and I call a couple times because, we're trying to have a communication by the phone, and he can hear me, but I can't hear him on my phone. It's that kind of thing. So I'm like, all right, is that an issue that I'm only having with his phone? Nah, because when I tried to call my family in regards to what it is that needs to be discussed, same thing. So I'm like, okay, that's a monkey wrench that Satan's throwing in the mix. God's doing something and Satan's doing something, because the Lord essentially told me, how do I handle this? What do I need to do is I need to call my family and let them know what's going on. Like, this, you call them and you let them know what's happening. That's the first thing. And that was all that came to me. I'm like, that's doable. Until I found out that T-Mobile had whatever they got going on now, it's not doable. So I had to text my uncle what's going on. He has yet to respond to the text, or so I've yet to see since I turned on the camera. Yeah, it would flash, it would let me know. But nevertheless, I just want to come here and kind of tell you guys, like, yo, the homie hit me up, and you know, this is a time where I really need to probably be around my friends. But it looks like my head is going to get in the way of that once again, because I told him I ain't been out the house in a year, friend. And I got this stressful thing looming on top of that. I'm just not prepared to leave the house, even to do what it is that I would love to do. Like, like literally. I couldn't even lie to my friend. I'm like, brother, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm at home, but I'm stressed all the way out of my mind. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do nothing but address my issue, and I don't even have the mindset to necessarily do that. And then that's what I was telling them. Like, I'm just happy to hear from my friend, and then I'm troubled by the fact that the Lord put something in my heart to not be able to help when I've been telling everybody I want to help. It's like, now my friend's calling me to help. I need their help, and I don't have the mindset to help them. And that's the story of my life. That's like a metaphor for the whole thing I was telling you guys. Man, it's like the conundrum just falls in my lap just to be as cruel as it's ever been. And it's like, maybe something good will happen if I go out and help my friend move, but what one day begets another day where I'm not writing this letter, not communicating with my uncle what needs to be communicated in order for them to be able to help me in whatever way they will be able to if they choose, for which I will not lay upon them. They don't have to do that. But it's like, in the process of trying to call my uncle, call T, I just realized, I just need to communicate to the people. I just need to get this out of my heart and let them know that this is happening, so that they know I didn't go jump off a roof after making that therapy session or nothing. I didn't. I went straight to God. I went to listen to the therapy session. I went to deal with the thoughts that I had in my head during that hour and 30 minutes I was sitting there. And I felt those feelings again as I was sitting there listening to that stuff. It was hard, like, if you have the time to listen to that, you understand why it was difficult. Like, I was just telling the truth, about how this is going and how it got to this and why it got to this and how frustrated I am with the fact that I love being this way and can't sustain it and all of that. And I got responsibilities that I want to keep up with rather, and I don't see a path to being able to, and that frustrates me so very much, because I've learned to love what it is that I do. And I just need to be left alone to do it. And if I am, I could help many, many people with the things that I talk about, or the art that I provide could be pretty cool, I guess, if nothing else. The playlists that I make or whatever, I think they could be used for entertainment purposes, and, could help push some of these artists into positions to be known and understood and have their music collaged, put together by somebody who has a certain talent for doing that. Like, that's a special thing, When I listen to certain artists' albums, I'm like, they could use my talent to help arrange their music. They would present in a way that would be received better if they had someone like me who practices that constantly, arranging their music. People get paid millions of dollars for doing what it is I'm really, really great at. And so it's one of them situations where it's like, when you live in a world like this, you frustrated, man. You just get frustrated. It's not like you don't think you can do anything. You think you can do a lot of things, probably more than a lot of people. But that don't mean nothing if you can't get out of your own way, or you can't convince yourself to do the small things or take the first steps, or just not feel bad. Just not feel bad, for whatever reason. Like right now I feel bad because my mind doesn't want to help my friends move. Because my mind has been in isolation for so long to now it doesn't want to move. But then the conundrum and the stress and the anguish of understanding, I'm being forced out anyway, so I don't even get to sit here whether I want to or not, and I need those friends to help me move. It's just pain, man. It's pain because I thought I was going to be able to help my friends because of what it is I was doing. I thought I would be able to drop a bag on them one day because of these shares I was holding and retreating and living all frugal. My plan was to make sure that one of the first things I was doing was going to his place and make sure he and his mom and his sister had their portion of what it is that they're owed from me, from carrying me along the way. I can't tell you how many times that person got me in the club or got me out of a situation, punched the dude that was socking me out. I can't wait to retire, my friends. And I don't even know if I'll ever have that type of money in life, or if it's even responsible to dream like that when you're not aiming for a certain amount. But this is what I want. My friends don't even know this. They don't even know this. I would never say nothing like that to my friends, but it is something I dream about. I want to retire my family members, of course, even more so. Seriously. And it's like, I can't do that from where I'm at, with my conditioning. Sitting still, getting evicted every 10 years or whatever. I can't. Even as productive as I am. Now, after 36 years of being not so productive, now 2 years of like, whoa, I did all of that and I'm happy, but it's like, I still ain't even amount to a coin, man, not a 1 red cent. And I'm gonna say that with no hate in my heart, because I could have did things, could have helped that, but I just didn't want to face certain things that came with that, as you guys know. And I think that should be acceptable because of how my head is. I didn't want to deal with that because I ain't going to receive it like everybody else. It ain't going to just go in and out the other. It's going to go in and it's going to do something. I mean, it's going to mash around. It's going to be paired with other things. It's not fun to have a mind that filters this way. And that's why it's so hard. As I convince myself I'm a good person, I want to help people. Then when opportunities come to help people, my anxiety get in the way. Or my life, my bad choices that have led me to bad timing for what it is they need me to do get in the way. I am so miserable in my mindset when it comes to this type of thing. Not necessarily as it pertains to how I'm telling myself like, oh, you're a bad person. No, you're a good person. You know, you're mentally ill and you haven't had a chance to really make any sense of yourself yet. You've been harmed as a small child and you did not react well to that, and you weren't coerced out of the weaknesses properly. The weaknesses that ultimately made you non-productive. You weren't able a lot of the time, young man. That's what I tell myself. Even if it ain't true. Even if I coerce myself into all of that stuff as a young person with the opportunity to do different and the wisdom to do different. I just didn't. Wasn't wise to choose better for me. Didn't love me enough to choose better for me, even if I knew better just the same. Now I am, but it's too late. Now the consequences of the person that didn't care about me is kicking my butt. That me that hated me is harming me. And I say God helped because I was praying to him the whole time and he let it happen. But like I tell you in the first video, he extracted from me what he needed. If you watch some therapy sessions, you'll see opportunities where he was able to speak through me. I really feel that. And he left me here to feel what I'm feeling right now. And it's like, if you ain't gonna fix it, you're gonna bring me all these other things that are gonna leave me with conundrums that make me hate myself even further. It's like, yes, I need to talk to my friend. No, I'm not gonna want to see him because I gotta do all this other stuff or be used to being alone for the last year. Why do I tell my friend like, yo, buddy, I'm not the same dude that used to drink 151 with you and smoke weed? Because I haven't left the house. Like we used to talk about how it was bad for our brains, so we should never do that. I did it. I did that. I'll tell my friend that I'm sick, man. But I was always sick, and he knew that. I mean, it's not like they didn't know I was ill, but like, how do I tell my friend that I'm gotten sicker to the point where I don't really want to do nothing but fix my own problems and possibly, help the world with what it is that I got on this channel. Help the world with what it is that I found I could accomplish with my art. Whatever way it would be helped if I could, man. I pray over that stuff, so I hope good energy is attached to it. And all these prayers, I don't think my friend believe in no God. He don't. So all of this is mental illness to him. Happenstance of the brain. It's like, I can't. That's the problem. I'm not the same person anymore. I'm not that guy. All those things I was doing, with the idea that I was somebody I wasn't, thinking I was trying to be happy in that space. And then when I found who I was, I realized I was never supposed to be in those places. Maybe with those people, because those people were for real. Those are friends, but in the places, in the mindset. What coerced me into those spaces, I don't know where I have become I don't know who I've become as it pertains to that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to rip the Band-Aid off while I'm in deep stress either. It's not the time to be telling people who I've become and what I've gone through and what I believe. It's stuff that I know they don't believe. It's just not ready for that. I don't have nothing good to show for it. That's the sad part. What I got to show for it, I don't have a buck more than I did when they saw me the last 12 years. I'm that guy. And it's like, but I didn't intend to be. I didn't try to be. It's not like I didn't know better. It's not like I didn't believe in the principles away from doing that, things better or whatever. Just time and the way I chose my life just coerced me away from having the right habits up to a point until I started developing something right here and now. Something that I'm proud of. Something that I still got to work on. So my family and my friends, I want to help them, man, but I don't know how to help myself, bro. I need them to just be there for me. And I don't even know how to let them in. Because when they try to come in, I do this stupid stuff. And this time I got a good reason for it. I'm in better shape than I've been in my whole life. I'm ready to lift heavier stuff than I've ever been for my friends. I'm telling you right now, the last time we worked out, I could lift twice as much now. I'm ready. But my mind is ruptured like crazy, and my heart is stuck on the fact that this has failed, man. That what I've tried to do has absolutely and utterly not worked out in my favor. And even though I've done a lot of great things around it, the main point of what I was doing is not manifesting into what it's supposed to. And because of it, I have to live in a very humble space that I can't explain to people that made any sense in a way that makes it going to make any sense to them. The fact of the matter is, I just jumped into a situation I was way over my head in, handled it wrong, prayed to God the whole time, and kept the faith. That's what it was, you guys. That's what it was, man. I handled it wrong and kept the faith the whole time, and God made me so much more of a happy person on the inside, but only for a time until it was supposed to fall apart. Because he wasn't going to make gravity yield itself to me. And that's what I was kind of hoping he would do. Feeling he was tired of the corruption I was tired of. Figured he was ready to make it so that things would be better because of the generation we are in. We would just hold our shares and hold people's feet to the fire for doing things that we know are wrong. It's ambitious. It's possible, but it takes time, man. Time that I didn't have. Time that I was not prepared to give. And I think a lot of apes jumped in the same way. We knew we were going in for some stuff. We didn't know how hard it would be. And we didn't know how long it would be. And we didn't know how heartless ultimately those who were supposed to do something about it would ultimately come out to be. When they see people struggling, they see these shares going to nothing, and they don't address the manipulation that the numbers show is clearly there every day. Every day. Every day you can see the numbers are fudged and have been fudged for the last 2 years in regards to what it is I'm holding. Every day you can see right there that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Maybe I'm no better because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So who am I to hold them accountable, right? Even though I'm only responsible for myself, it's still the same practice, still the same bad. So what am I supposed to do? Be mad at them too much that I don't fix myself while holding them accountable? How does that work? And that's what I've been praying about. It's like, well, shoot, I can't sit here just talking to the camera all day. I got to actually write this letter. I got to actually call people. I got to actually, communicate. What it is I've been fearful of doing because of my own anxiety and pains and inner physical pains that come with the anxiety that I deal with. Feeling like you have to use the restroom and all kinds of weird stuff that comes with just anxiety, actual anxiety, not the stuff that just is a little bit, but a lot, so to speak. I suffer as I perceive it. Not real suffering like I can imagine, which is also part of it. But suffering like struggling in the morning like I'm struggling right now on this camera. I just want to have a decent mind, man. A free and clear mind that desires sunlight and friendship. be around my buddies because I know they're going to make me feel better and to get my mind off of this and then be able to rally together to help me through it. I can't even open the door to that because I'm too busy thinking about what I need to do by myself, which just got me in this trouble in the first place. No counsel, nobody there to help me, just by myself all the time. Me and God, me and God, me and God. And while God is there, he ain't going to insert nothing in my head that ain't already there unless it absolutely benefits him. That's what I've come to learn. I ain't no damn psychic unless he wants me to know something absolutely specific. And then I get it. Pray for France. 2 days before Paris Fashion Week. Got it. Other than that, I don't know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't giving me no answers, bro. I'm praying my head off. He's using me to say these words and stuff, and they come out of my mouth. I listen to him. I'm astonished. I'm like, whoa, how did that come out of me? I don't think those words, but they came out of my mouth. How did I just address that human being? You know, that's a powerful person. Why did I have the courage to say that? I don't know. They probably ain't going to see it anyway. But I tell you, the Lord put it in my heart just the same to be as courageous to say that as I'm saying this. And I'm telling you, I'm struggling, man. But I want you guys to get through your struggle, so I don't want to tell you I'm going to quit. But quitting feels good when you're struggling, man. I promise you. The idea, rather, of getting out of those circumstances unscathed is ultimately what made me retreat to these spaces in the first place, really. Aside from the Lord telling me literally to do so in my mind. A voice I trusted, still do, because a lot of good came from it. But man, am I frustrated now. Now, timing. As in, later on, I might not be. You got to get to that point, as I said. Frustrating, man. I just want to be left alone till March 31st, like the paperwork initially told me I would be able to. I mean, as long as I did apply before March 31st, some housing is key or some shit, California may be able to protect me from eviction. But just like last time I got evicted, they filed early. What are you going to do? People are tired of waiting. Just is what it is, man. I can't blame Satan when I got these own demons in my own heart telling me to do this and that, and it's telling me it's God. It's coercing me into situations that leave me in spaces where I need help again. I'm gonna sit there and get all the way to the end. Is there a pot of gold? No, just a request to call family again, so I can continue to be a burden to them and shit. Tired, you guys. I'm tired, man. I know I'm helpful in this camera to somebody who watches me, man. I know I am. Maybe you might be appreciative. It's cool. If you are, it's very cool if you appreciate what it is I do. I really do consider others, man. I promise. Even though I live in a world of self-absorption and self-protection. Inward, I'm praying outward for peace and production and betterment of people. And when I talk about winning, I'm hoping I'm not coercing people into doing stuff they ain't got no business doing by way of winning. Because if you've lost your soul, you failed. In the course of competition, if you've lost your soul, you failed, friends. That's why I don't believe in cheating the game. That's why I'm so against hiking the score all the way up and cheating and having the referees call calls that aren't really balanced and all of these different things in basketball. It's for that reason. I just believe certain things, man. Balance. When I see stock market rigged to high hell, I see them remove the buy button. I'm wide awake at 6 a.m. that day, waiting for my stock to reach into a space of just give me a couple dollars. Maybe put some sound system in my car at the time. My niece had just died, you know. I just wanted to buy myself some clothes or something. Maybe quit my job. Maybe if it went high enough, I didn't have enough shares. I wasn't expecting no squeeze, right? So I just had like a couple shares. Something that had been running all week. I saw what happened with GME. Why not? I wasn't trying to fight no corruption when I bought them shares. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I just saw something was running, bro. But I had been watching stocks for 2 years at that time. I had already been playing with stocks. I had gone through enough to know enough. And when that happened, I realized that this is some corruption that could be worth fighting, man. This could be my way. This could be my way. I couldn't be no Black Panther. I couldn't be a runaway slave. But this could have been my way. I ain't had the courage to stand up and protest and fight cops. I was weak in that mindset. I didn't want to be around people, so I didn't want to go and get my education. I couldn't do homework and stuff like that. All that stuff was rupturing of my stresses. But what I could do, using my voice in this camera, to the betterment of my understanding, pay attention to what I see, tell people what I know. Or what I think I see, I believe I know. What do I know? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I've been right in a lot of situations, so I felt like the Lord was doing good things with me. But hey, man, good old Satan, he also had plans too. So there was perception issues and inconvenient conundrums that would leave me at a confidence disadvantage. Time wasted, nothing productive, vicious cycle. I broke it. I broke that thing. I broke his back. I did. And even in the times when I was feeling down, even through the course of this, I still kept at it. Boom, boom, boom. And that same voice that told me to stay in the house, or told me pray for France, or told me whatever throughout the course of my life, that voice told me to do push-ups and all of these different things that have forced me into a better vanity look, so to speak, in the mirror. Things that I've been wanting all my whole life. And I can't even enjoy because I'm in this space while it's like this. And I think about how I had gotten so far with my physical nature and then had to take on a job that made it so that I had to sit down all day and lost all of it. And just thinking that that's the path I'm on if I have to go back out there to do what I need to do to fix my situation. Destroys the body, courses me into bad foods again. Now I'm going to McDonald's to eat. Now I'm going to Taco Bell to eat just to make it through the day. I hate that living. I hate it. And most importantly, I don't think my body can even digest that stuff anymore. Probably can't. That's another thing. It's like when I retreated into this house, I was able to eat some things. I didn't know that I was allergic to certain other things with regards to, like, I was starting to have the problems with the allergies. That was one of the reasons why I was so uncomfortable at work. Besides my mindset, it was that I was having skin issues. Didn't know that I couldn't use the same detergent at the time, so it was awful. It was just a horrible lifetime for me right there, in that span of time, rather. Not the lifetime itself, but that era when I was trying to quit my job, it forced me into being in this space. Man, I'd had enough. I had a whole enough with everything, and it was just like, man, I never want to do security again. That's what I told myself. I prayed every day leading up to that day when I quit that job to just get me out of there and never let me return. And you know a sick thing? Another thing I just remembered. Like last week I was praying in the same bed about these same problems because I had received, I don't think this was last week, maybe about 3 weeks ago or so, but I had just received the other paperwork that you guys knew about, the one I said I put it in my feet. That was telling me this was going to happen. Yeah, it came in the mail about 3 weeks ago, even though it was dated back in December. It came back in like January. But whatever the case may be, these are things that you have to deal with when you don't do what you're supposed to do. And you have to deal with everybody else's, whatever the truth is. Lost my train of thought. But either way, that paperwork came in the mail. And, the Lord was telling me basically I didn't have to worry about money again. When I say the Lord, I mean that same voice that was telling me to do push-ups, that same voice. Say friends, the same voice. The good one. Saying you don't have to worry about money no more. I'm like, bro, yes I do. And then proceed to see this crap come in the mail. It's like, I don't see where that's coming from. And then when I pray this morning, he like, call your grandparents. Look, to fix the problem, like, that ain't what you said was coming. You said I ain't have to worry about money no more. Why am I still worried? So it's like, what am I to trust? My own innermost is lying to me at this point. I've lost my entire mind. Or so I tell myself, right? It makes me it helps me cope with the idea that I'm just tired of applying faith and seeing nothing. That's what it really comes down to. There's still time on the clock, but it's like, I'm applying this faith. Nothing. And I, being me, with all the habits that I've brought to the table up until this point, some of those habits ain't nothing to want. They're not good habits to have. You should desire to work if you're a man, so you can desire to have the respect that should come with that. But when I look at the work, I look at what I have to do. It's like, no. No. Especially when I'm capable of this. Just because they don't know they should pay me for what it is I do, don't mean that I don't exist doing it. That's the part that hurts. I exist doing it. I may not be in it, but I found myself in a position to where I can, from afar, at least touch at it and contribute to whatever the little things are. I'm not making the music, but I can put the songs together. I'm not in the GM's box, but I have some things that I can help the GM with. I'm not on the team, but I know their tendencies and I can speak like a coach. Rah shit. I'm good at that. Excuse my language. You know? It's like I'm not quite in there, but I'm around all the different things that I love to do. I may not be the greatest person in regards to YouTube, but I'm doing as many videos as anybody who does it seriously. Like, these are things that's like, nobody know I'm here, and that's fine, because I don't do this for the numbers. In fact, I'm the opposite. But in that same breath, it's like I'm doing that for reasons that just aren't right. And it don't mean that let me express, my reasons should not have to be, is what I'm saying to you. I should want to be celebrated for what it is I do. I should want to be able to influence many. Those are things not to want, especially if you're good at what you do. Y'all know why, though. Not to get into a repeated spiel. I'm from here, man. I've seen how it goes. It ain't nothing to want. It ain't nothing to want, man. They exploit people who are talented. They exploit people who have these gifts. You can't just live your life and enjoy it. It comes with certain ish, you know? And that's the problem. And I've told God that I want to be able to handle success, but with the brain I have, I don't handle any of that. Well, failure nor success, I don't believe. I don't know. We'll see. I've never experienced success, but I'd imagine it comes with the same type of stress. Because people want you to do certain things. You got to be there at a certain time, whether you like it or not. I watch so many of my celebrity, guys that I watch, gals that I watch, they so unhappy behind their eyes. Half the people reading the energy wrong, so they don't even know. But I'm looking at them like, man, these people are breaking underneath these smiles. They're not having a good day. They're worried about something or whatever, man. I see it all the time. All day long in my phone, I see that. Girls that are pretending they okay, and they not okay, man. People are feeling worse than I do, but they got big smiles on their face pushing through like it is absolutely fine. And I just don't know how the hell they do it. I suck at that. Really bad. How do y'all do that? I'm way too authentic and real or whatever that is. And that's not something positive in some cases. You got to be able to adapt in the world you're in. A lot of things we shoot for, we don't want to shoot for what comes with it. This is what happens when you fully real, when you really don't chase the numbers. This is what it really looks like. Nobody want that, though. They don't. I don't even want it. It's not fun being on this end of it. I'm telling you it ain't. You would much rather be over there wearing clown shoes $10 million in. But what I'm telling you is you're going to keep on relaying it. The reason why I felt my reason should not be is because that is an entity in place that is perverting of the circumstances. Like it should not be like that. Just because somebody can sing, now they got to deal with you, like on all levels. Sports commentary, now I got to deal with you. If I want to be an actor, I can't say that. Canceled. Can't display that weakness. Canceled. And it's like we're canceling people because we're in a world where we're teaching people to cancel people instead of teaching people to think about how context can lead to a person being a certain way and how to heal people so that it can heal the world around us. And we ain't teaching people how to do that because they don't want to teach people how to do that. They want to teach people how to be consumers. They want to teach you how to die quick, if you will, so you don't take up too much of their time so they can replenish all these different buildings that they got with new people. Can't have your ass living for 100 years, eating well and all that stuff. No, McDonald's friends. Can't have you educated and all that nonsense, feeling good about yourself. No. Real bodies are for broke women. And all that type of perverted nonsense. And who the heck is supposed to say that? Who's going to benefit from that? Seems like I've had that conversation before. It ain't you. Not really. Maybe those bad artists call themselves surgeons. Got y'all looking like bees and ants. Ridiculous. And I'm a bad guy for saying that? You kidding me? Let's be real, man. They're teaching us how to hate ourselves again. Put on your clown shoes and empower you again. You're empowered in your own exploitation, my friends. Sambo 100 times over, and I'm supposed to act like I don't see it. Or like I'm supposed to be reaching for an opportunity to do that. So what? What can happen? So that we can move the people? into being more insecure, more not enough for themselves when they look in the mirror more. Y'all trying to uphold that. Y'all want me to uphold that when I don't believe in that? I don't believe in that. But because I have talent and I want to be successful and I want to live in a beautiful artistic home, I got to uphold that to move the crowd into spaces that's not going to elevate their mindset, not going to elevate their frequency, so that I can get a bag, right? Because that's the culture we're in, because everybody's been doing that for so long, right? I'm not going to keep that up. I'm reversing that. I'm starting a different relay, man. We ain't doing none of that. I want to reach your mind to help elevate you. I don't want you down there putting on clown shoes so I can get rich. That's garbage to me, man. That's a norm that ain't normal. That's something I know ain't been right, because I've watched all of my favorite celebrities die doing that. Swaying the people. Michael Jackson, the most talented person I've ever seen, died. Miserable. Because he was swaying the crowd with talent, natural talent given him by God, actual God. He could have did that stuff in the forest with nobody watching, fam. He didn't need all that. You understand what I'm saying to you? A guy like Michael Jordan could have shot the basketball in the gym by himself. He didn't need you to watch. For him to defeat the opponents that next to him, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It's the middleman that makes it about the people. Make us feel like we the most important thing when you're displaying your talent and your hard work to be appreciated, because that's a gift that you've been given, and the middleman and his money make it feel like it's his thing. It ain't his thing. He ain't down there. What football he catch? What basket he shot? Who he cross up? But because he owns the platform, how'd he get the money to do that? Graced by way of cheating. So essentially he cheated the game, and then now is exploiting people who were given God's grace and God's gifts. And it's a normal culture, because it's been going on for a long time, and I'm supposed to be cool with it, even though they've been showing me over and over and over and over again. Bamboozle, over and over and over again. Sambo, over and over again. And we get to this point, and it's evolved to this, and I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, the clown shoes are fine. It's cool. It's culture. No. I'm a free thinker, and most importantly, I pray to a real God, and no. I'm a defiant competitor. Absolutely not. No. Hell nah. That's what's wrong with me. That's why I'm in this space, because I think like this and I live like that, and my mind, my operations are like this, and I've been coerced into being comfortable, isolated as an only child, that kind of thing. It's like, man, perfect storm of not should be, of what should not be. And it's fine, because it puts me in a position to be very unique. I'm okay with that. So long as the Lord's going to catch me when I'm falling. So long as while I'm telling everybody to keep it going, I'm not the one falling on the damn sword. You know what I'm saying? Gets to a point where you're like, I can't keep myself going. How can I convince anybody to keep going if I can't keep going? How can I convince people to prioritize things properly if I can't get up here and do the Laker video because I'm stressed about things? How can I address the things I'm stressed about if I'm sitting here making a video? It's a vicious cycle that I've never been able to solve. I just cope. All life long, I just coped. I'm here because I'm coping. That's it. And people wonder why I talk the way I talk about wanting to exist or not to exist or what have you. It's because I'm sick of needing to cope. I don't want to need to cope. I would much rather be an aggressive mindset that goes out and does things to provide hope, not just sitting back, letting everything drown around me so I can cope. This is what I frustrate myself with all life long, y'all. No matter what is going on, no matter how happy I am, no matter who's in my life, this is what's happening all life long. Coping, man. But I love my friends, I love my family, and I just couldn't show it, bro. I just could not develop within the 38 years of life the courage to just say, yeah, I'm stressed, but this is going to help, so let's jump in and do it anyway. Stress was really like, nah, you're not going to. That's essentially what it said. The brain was like, no, what you're going to do is protect against the bigger issue, which is whatever that horrible drama is, or trauma is rather, that you see in your head. That's what you're going to do. All that ambition, all that goodwill, all that heart stuff, that's wonderful, but we're going to protect self now. So you sit under this cover and just wait for whatever. Like, that's how my life has been all life long. This is a metaphor for the whole thing. You're looking at it. vicious irony. And I've turned it into something that you can actually use somehow. I'm really legitimately giving you 30 minutes of something. If it's nothing, you can study a person's mindset. And it's something productive, man. Instead of just hours of mindless video game, quitting basketball games and stuff over and over again. When the score gets beyond 9, I'm like, I'm done. Weakness, conditioning of the mind that would allow me to quit other things. Which is why I try to coerce you away from quitting. That's why I didn't want Russell Westbrook to walk away without having changed that reputation fully, because I know how it feels to not and just live with it. Just walk away with that reputation as if it's fact, when you know damn well that wasn't what you was about. But you couldn't prove it. There's no way to prove it. Your tendencies wouldn't let you prove otherwise. That's why. That's why I talk about him so much. I see myself in him. When he was fumbling the ball off his foot, he was throwing the ball off the backboard. When he looked like he didn't react well to whatever was happening, I felt myself. I felt all the anxiety in my stomach. I felt all of it. You know, I talk about Ben Simmons and stuff. I wasn't watching him. I wasn't able to feel his anxiety or watch him go through it. But with Russell, I watched it. He never said he had mental health problems. I'm telling you what I think he might have been going through. He never said he was going through that. Make that very clear. I'm not diagnosing that man or nothing. I could be very wrong. But that's just what I saw, man. A lot of me in that. Him messing up, watching himself mess up, and then further feeling bad about that. So, I got things I need to do. I feel really comfortable in this space. I've created a safe space for myself. I'm calm. I feel good right now. And I know when I come out from under this sheet, I gotta face all of that again. And I'm tired of coping, man. I'm tired of this here being a comfort zone for a man that calls himself strong, wants to fight the establishment. This is cowardice. Turn productive, man. And it ain't cowardice for no reason. I was unsafe. 2 years old, bro. And I don't know what the hell that actually did to my mind. But it's very easy for me to look at it and blame that. I want to blame something other than just natural born whatever this is. You want to look at something and say, that is why I made these decisions. And maybe it is. But you got to be open to the fact that it's not. That even that is just another excuse for why you just ain't facing life, because you just ain't got it in you to face it properly, and you're destined to do whatever it is that comes with that. That's hard to swallow too, man, but I really don't know. I never actually know, but I'm always in control of it because it's my actions, right? But I'm telling you, man, I'm inspired by what comes at me, by what the voices in my head, so to speak, the prayers that I pray. Your opinions, positive and negative, the thought of your possible opinions, which is worse than your actual opinions, the anticipation of negative opinions, or not being able to live up to the positive encouragement that may be coming, is all a vicious, evil cycle that keeps me silent, or rather keeps others silent to me. Keep you muted for that reason, so to speak. Even though you can speak, I won't be violent. I won't be seeing it. Maybe once in a while I might see somebody in the comment section respond, but it's an accident if I saw it. I'm trying my best not to ever see no hate, because I feel like if I see that, maybe it'll inspire me to think a certain way, or hold on to that thought forever, or maybe let it go and not consider it as criticism that needs to be taken seriously. Whatever the case may be, it ain't gonna be taken properly. And that's why I am the way I am. I think it's no influence leaves me the ability to be as much of an influence as I can. So I know everything that's coming out of me is coming from within my mind. Better or for worse, I'm giving you something that ain't necessarily someone else's thought. I'm filtering those thoughts through a very unique brain cells. I think I bring something unique to the game because of it. All this stalling I'm doing right now ain't gonna bring me no closer to my peace, man. It really ain't. But I thank y'all for allowing me to do so. I thank y'all for allowing me to have this space. I think that one guy who I did see in the comment section told me that he liked seeing my therapy sessions. He really appreciated me doing it. I held on to that when I did see it, and I appreciate that I saw that comment. And at the end of the day, man, I want to help somebody with what I'm doing, what I'm going through. If I fall on a sword, I want to teach you how not to. See the rhythm from which I fell? Move to the left a little quicker than that and you won't. That kind of thing. Don't let it happen. I don't care if you're praying to God or not. Don't let anything coerce you away from covering your backside as it pertains to having your life in order. That's what I've learned. The one thing I forgot to tell you guys about this morning, I think I forgot to say this in my therapy session, was that I was told that I had a choice. While I was sitting there lifting weights, I was praying to the Lord, like, what do I do now? He was like, you have a choice. You choose. I was like, bro, I'm looking for guidance. I'm not asking for anything other than which way to go. I don't want a fork in the road where I can choose and it goes either way. That's the point of faith. I want direction. And that's where I'm at with it. He told me I had a choice. Like, I made my choice. I came to you. That's my choice. Which way do I go? But I think that I'm going to start making sense. And I also said the word one. And I've already mentioned that in the previous video, but that came to me for no reason. Just one. I was hoping that meant one more day before the squeeze, but I don't freaking know. Could be one more day before I die. I have no idea. But either way, man, I come to you with the day appreciative of what I have, even though it ain't necessarily going great. I'm thankful that I had friends that reach out to me today. Thankful I had family that I tried to communicate with, even though I'm not able to because of my phone tripping or whatever. Thankful I have a you, people who are following me or take the time to watch my videos, so I have something to look forward to every day. Allows me to hear myself so that I don't go completely insane in my social ways. Because if I didn't have anybody to talk to, then I'd really be socially messed up. But at least I have some outlet that allows me to stay somewhat social, and that's what I appreciate about having my phone on. Do I need prayers? I need people to pray for everybody, man. I need people to pray for everyone. I'm not going through what I'm going through because it's about myself. I'm going through what I'm going through because I'm struggling with trying to force myself into being a much more unselfish person. So if I'm not asking anybody to do anything for me, it's pray for everyone for me. Do that. Do that. Pray for everybody for BDF. And I'll be included automatically. It'll catch me on the back end rather. Or it'll kick me in the backside, which it's doing right now, I believe. But it really sucks when you don't listen to the Lord and bad things happen, but it really, really sucks when you do listen to the Lord and bad things happen. It's kind of where we're at. But I'm assuming there's going to be some good things coming after that because the Lord don't coerce you into bad stuff for too long. It makes you stronger and all that other stuff, but I don't know, man. You just get tired, bro. You get tired, you get weary. You get frustrated, you have to move and you don't want to, all that stuff. I don't know how people do it, man. I don't. Then again, they probably look at me and say the same thing. BDF 44, thank you all for watching. I'm out.